Hello, everyone. Today we are going to study one of the most fundamental topics in anatomy and physiology, the elementary tissues of the human body. If you're watching us for the first time, make sure to subscribe and enable the bell icon for future notifications. Every organ in our body, no matter how complex, is made up of tissues. Understanding tissues helps us understand how organs function normally and what happens in disease conditions. In this lecture, we will discuss the four basic tissues: epithelial, connective, muscular, nervous. Before learning about different tissues, let us first understand what a tissue is. A tissue is defined as a group of similar cells, along with their intercellular products that work together to perform a specific function. For example, muscle cells group together to form muscular tissue, which helps in movement. Even though cells may differ in size and shape, they organize into tissues that form organs and organ systems. The human body is made up of four elementary tissues, and each has a specific role. Epithelial tissue covers body surfaces and lines cavities. Connective tissue supports and binds different structures. Muscular tissue produces movement. Nervous tissue controls and coordinates body activities. All organs are formed by a combination of these four tissues. Epithelial tissue forms the covering, lining, and glandular tissue of the body. It covers the external surface like the skin, lines internal cavities such as the digestive tract, and also forms glands like sweat glands and endocrine glands. The main functions of epithelial tissue include protection, absorption, secretion, filtration. Because of these functions, epithelial tissue plays a vital role in maintaining body homeostasis. Epithelial tissue has several distinct characteristics that differentiate it from other tissues. The cells are closely packed with very little intercellular space. It is avascular, meaning it does not contain blood vessels. However, it receives nutrients by diffusion from underlying connective tissue. Epithelial cells rest on a basement membrane, which provides support and attachment. They have a high regenerative capacity, allowing rapid repair. Epithelial tissue also shows polarity, meaning it has a free surface and a basal surface. Epithelial tissue is classified based on the number of cell layers and cell shape. Simple epithelium consists of a single layer of cells and is mainly involved in absorption and filtration. Stratified epithelium consists of multiple layers and provides protection. Glandular epithelium specializes in secretion. Each type is adapted to perform specific functions. Simple epithelium has only one layer of cells, making it thin and ideal for diffusion. Simple squamous epithelium consists of flat cells and is found in alveoli of lungs and blood vessels. Simple cuboidal epithelium has cube-shaped cells and is involved in secretion and absorption, commonly seen in kidney tubules. Simple columnar epithelium has tall cells and is found in the stomach and intestines, where absorption occurs. Stratified epithelium consists of multiple layers of cells, which makes it strong and protective. Stratified squamous epithelium protects against mechanical stress and abrasion. It can be keratinized, as in skin, non-keratinized, as in the mouth and esophagus. Glandular epithelium forms glands. Exocrine glands secrete through ducts. Endocrine glands release hormones directly into the bloodstream. Connective tissue is the most abundant tissue in the body. Its main function is to connect, support, bind, and protect other tissues and organs. It also plays a role in transportation, defense, and storage. Unlike epithelial tissue, most connective tissues are vascular. Connective tissue consists of three main components: cell, such as fibroblasts, adipocytes, and macrophages. Fibers, collagen fibers for strength, elastic fibers for flexibility, and reticular fibers for support. Ground substance, a gel-like material that fills spaces together. These components form the extracellular matrix. Loose connective tissue binds structures and provides flexibility. Areolar tissue acts as packing material and supports blood vessels and nerves. Adipose tissue stores fat, provides insulation, and protects organs. Reticular tissue forms a supporting framework for organs like the spleen and lymph nodes. Dense connective tissue has more fibers and provides strength. Dense regular connective tissue forms tendons and ligaments. Dense irregular connective tissue is found in the dermis of the skin. Elastic connective tissue allows stretching and recoil, especially in large arteries. Supporting connective tissue includes bone and cartilage. Bone provides support, protection, and blood cell formation. Cartilage provides flexibility and cushioning. Fluid connective tissue includes blood, which transports gases and nutrients. Lymph, which plays a role in immune defense. Muscular tissue is specialized for contraction, which produces movement. It has four main properties: excitability, contractility, extensibility, elasticity. Muscular tissue allows movement of the body and internal organs. There are three types of muscular tissue. Skeletal muscle is voluntary and attached to bones. Cardiac muscle is involuntary and found only in the heart. Smooth muscle is involuntary and found in organs like intestines and blood vessels. Each type is structurally and functionally different. Nervous tissue is responsible for control and coordination of body activities. It receives stimuli from the environment, processes information, and transmits electrical impulses. This tissue allows communication between different parts of the body. Nervous tissue consists of neurons, which conduct nerve impulses, neuroglia, which support and protect neurons. Nervous tissue is found in the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves. Unlike other tissues, nervous tissue has limited regenerative capacity. To conclude, the human body is made up of four elementary tissues: epithelial tissue for covering and secretion, connective tissue for support and binding, muscular tissue for movement, nervous tissue for control and coordination. Together, these tissues form organs and systems that allow the body to function as a unified whole. And here we are wrapping up. We can see in next video.